What's up? What's up? What's up? Yeah, y'all thought I left you, didn't you? Nah, I ain't went nowhere. I'm still here. Y'all need to tune in and stop playing with your boy, man, cause I'm putting in work over here. Let's get to it. Teacher and a 13-year-old. What the fuck?
Welcome to practice. This is where all you news become yellow turds. Yeah.
That was Brittany Zamora on social media years ago, but now the popular teacher is in the middle of a long prison sentence as a convicted sexual predator.
Officer has a body cam on him as well.
So how did this one-time popular teacher go from the schoolhouse to the big house?
What type? You definitely going to the big house. Are you serious, ma'am? Ma'am, is there something wrong with you? Like you're like, what's going on? What happened? What is happening? Oh my God! Come on now. Oh. Let's see what's going on, y'all. Oh my goodness.
Perverted person are you? I want to know right now.
Well, a parental monitoring app and a concerned father blow the entire case wide open. I go through the disturbing story from start to finish in this episode of Crime Fix. I'm Anjanette Levy. Let's get started.
Man, I get all proper rights. Go postal. Well, what are you doing?
Brittany Zamora's case takes us to Goodyear, Arizona, a city just outside of Phoenix, the year 2018.
Welcome to practice. This is where all you news become yellow turds. Yeah. First, we need to learn how to tackle. Go.
Zamora was a sixth grade teacher at Las Brisas Academy. She was popular, pretty, and married. The 27-year-old seemed to have it all, a picture-perfect life.
Hey, it's Zamora.
And Miss Zamora, as her students called her, appeared to be a hit with her students. But there was something deeply disturbing going on with Brittany Zamora that no one seemed to suspect until it was too late for one student. The pretty blonde teacher was getting entirely too close to him. And in March 2018, the father of the 13-year-old boy would discover something on his son's phone that sends him into a rage. It's a direct message between his son and Miss Zamora that reads, "Hey, baby." The boy writes back, "Hey, love." Miss Zamora responds, "WYD." That's shorthand for "what you doing." The boy says, "Thinking about your sexy self." Zamora replies, "Ah, baby, I wish you were with me." This discovery prompts the father to confront his son and soon Brittany Zamora herself. And here's the kicker. The dad records the entire conversation as evidence.
Man, salute to you, boy. Salute to you. You busted up. He recorded the whole
Don't let your vacation run
but the
and your hand
go crazy.
be invisible. Get seen, get booked on Booking.com.
Are you serious, man? Man, I damn near got to backtrack to that and just pause on that for a second. Yo, we do not have premium. Don't judge me. Don't you judge me.
What type of perverted person are you? I want to know right now. You are a monster.
Skippy, I want to know right now.
You're a child molester. Do you understand me? Do me a
I want to know what's your problem. Like
favor.
right now.
Do not call this number back again. The next time you'll hear from me will be in court. And make sure you let your husband know that you like the 13-year-old boys.
Right, they say she married.
I am coming for you.
Okay.
Yeah, you have a wonderful evening, okay, you stupid.
Yeah, you're going to the big house.
Can you explain to me? Can we meet? To talk about this? Is
Miss-
there something we can settle out? Outside.
Oh yeah, that's what we can do. So I can give you a chance to do it to some other kid. Yeah, that's exactly what we're gonna do. No, Miss Zamora, do me a favor. Do not call me back again. Do you understand me? Make sure you tell your husband what's going on.
He is right here. Can he talk to you?
No, that's
Oh, yeah,
right. Tell him.
Put your f***ing husband on the phone. I'm more than happy to talk to that dumb too.
Oh!
Hey, don't say hey man to me. You got a f***ing monster. If I was
He said I'd be more than happy to talk to that dumb motherfucker. Oh my God. Oh man. He got every right though. Can't be mad at him, man. He got every right. Yeah, right. Man, you messing with my son?
you stupid God leaver.
Man, listen.
No, listen to me, you stupid. I'll cave your stupid head. Do you want to? I'd love to put my hands on you. Are stupid.
The video cuts off right there, and you can clearly hear Brittany Zamora trying to calm the father down, hoping to smooth things over. But the father is undeterred. He goes to Las Brisas Academy to meet with police and school officials, revealing how he discovered the messages and the abuse.
It's over for you.
Morning, folks. I'm Officer McFadden. I'm the school resource officer.
The meeting begins with an update on Brittany Zamora's employment status with the school.
All right, so I know you already know a little bit about where we're at now, so Mrs. Zamora's been placed on administrative leave. She won't be coming in today, and she'll be on administrative leave pending the investigation, and she's not to have any contact with any district employees, any students or parents. She's only contacted us.
Okay. My question is, how did this all begin?
How did we find out?
Correct, yes. How did it come to light?
So I have an app on my son's phone.
Okay.
We got him a new phone, and he was wanting to shut his door at night. When we told him, you sleep with the door open, he was just showing more interest in girls. And I had a conversation with him, and he says, I talk to girls, but they're just my friends. So when we got the new phone, I put this app on his phone, and it alerts me. It's called Sentry.
Sentry PC is used by parents around the world. It's specifically designed to monitor, filter, and control the computer and phone activity of children.
So yesterday I got the alert, and I kept getting alerts back to back.
Make sure y'all catch that. Because it's the app that help you monitor the kids and what they doing, text messages, calls, all of that. There's different ones out there, so you definitely want to make sure you're keeping an eye on your minors. You know what I mean? Just to see, or just in case. Not to say that something's going to transpire or take place, but you never know. As you can see, this was in the boys' school. So it's something that we need to pay attention to. Parents, for sure. Congratulations to them on that. Good shit. I definitely encourage that.
The word baby kept being used. So I'm reading through the conversations, and I've done this before with other conversations of his as well. But this time I saw at the bottom that it had Mrs. Zamora Instagram profile.
Okay.
That's her name. And I'm familiar with her profile name because she's messaged me through Instagram as well, tutoring and offering help. And so I recognized, and I told my husband, and we looked it over, and then what confirmed it is her first name was used in the conversation, where either he wrote it or she wrote it.
Okay.
And they put last name. And so then the conversation just kept on. And it was like he was talking to a girl, like his girlfriend. So I showed my husband the conversation, and then when he came home, we talked to my son. And we told him, we need you to be completely honest right now. We already know the answer to everything we're going to ask. So we just need you to tell us the truth.
Okay.
So we showed him the conversation, and we said, who is this? Who are you talking to? And he said, my teacher.
Okay.
So then my husband, we're very blunt with our kids, and we're open, and we've had conversations with him growing up and all that is expected. And so my husband just told him,
Okay.
have you done anything with your teacher? Did you have sex with your teacher? And he said yes.
He said yes. Okay.
The school resource officer asks the parents how their young son reacted when confronted about his inappropriate relationship with his teacher.
He was scared. He knew something was happening before we questioned
Crazy
him.
work.
Because I came home and I took the phone and I shut his computer off. I took all electronics he could access. And I told him, he kept trying to ask me, what's going on? And I told him, you'll find out when Dad gets home. We'll talk when Dad gets home. So he was worried. He knew that something was up.
Right.
And then after we talked to him and told him, he just kind of like got quiet and he didn't know what to say.
Shaking.
Shaking, saying he's cold. Just, like signs of being scared.
All of this leads to an interview with the 6th grade boy.
I know that is your first name.
A forensic interviewer is brought in to handle the delicate nature of the situation. The boy needs to feel comfortable enough to divulge details that couldn't be more personal and more embarrassing or traumatic.
You're in 6th grade.
Man, that's messed up. Y'all
Headlines are always talking about the Fed.
Y'all already know.
The Fed raised rates. The Fed cut rates. The Fed is...
Okay, they ain't double up. Let's get back to it.
6th grade. Tell me about a couple things that you like to do.
I like to play football, write, and draw.
So you like to play football, and you like to write and draw. So tell me about the last time you got a chance to play football.
The boy and the interviewer talk for several minutes, and then they get into how the abuse started.
So I heard something happened. Tell me about it. Start at the beginning. Tell me everything, no matter how small the details are, no matter how unimportant you think everything is.
Like from the very beginning, like how it all started.
Like from the very beginning, how it all started.
Well, I was texting my teacher on Classcraft because she made an announcement to the class that she was going to be at school, and for us to text her because she'll be bored. So she said to text her so she wouldn't be bored. And I said, "Hi, Miss Zamora," and then she texted back, "Hi," and then we just started texting. I can't remember all we texted, but then she was like, "Would it be weird if I sent you a winky face?" I was like, "No, it's just a winky face, LOL." And then we kept texting, and I don't remember all we texted, but I was in my room, and she said, she's like, "I was bored." She said, "I'm bored." I said, "LOL, I am too." And then she said, "Come over," and I said, "On my way." And put the car, and I was like, "JK." And then we were talking about a school dance, and she said, "Are you gonna come?" And I was like, "I don't think so. I might though." And she was like, "Oh, Salty Bay," and she called herself Bay. And I was like, and I just brushed off. I was like, "LOL." And then I don't remember talking. I don't remember what else we talked about. And everything else, I don't remember. But yeah, we would flirt a lot. And we would be out at recess, and I would talk to her, and we would flirt at recess. And then our principal said that we couldn't do that. We couldn't talk at recess no more. That I needed to go hang out because other kids were getting jealous that I was talking to her and not them. And so I stopped talking to her at recess. And then I would just keep texting. I would text her.
The boy said the inappropriate relationship began with flirting, and then Brittany Zamora escalated the grooming, telling him that she wanted to perform a sex act on him.
Tell me about that. Start at the beginning, go all the way to the very end.
The first time she did, I was at my grandparents' house, and she texted me, and she was all like, hey, and I was like, hey, she's like, what are you doing? I was like, oh, I'm about to go to bed, I'm at my grandparents' house. She's like, are you alone? And I was like, well, they're all sleeping, so sorta. And she's like, let me come over. I was like, LOL. And then she's like, no, I'm serious. And then she's already said this before to me, but I was playing with my little brother outside in my house, and she was all like, let me come over so I can show you how much I love you. And I was like, no, my little brother's here. And then she was like, okay, and then she put the sad face. I was like, I gotta go. And then she was all like, okay, I love you. And I said, I love you too. But she was all like, where is your grandparents' house? I'm like, oh, and then she's like, okay, send me the address, because her husband was fishing. And I got into the car and she started like kissing me, and then she gave me
Whoa!
The interviewer asks the boy for more details. Investigators will use these details to corroborate his story, details that a student shouldn't really know about their teacher.
What kind of car does she have?
a Mazda, I think she said. I don't know for sure, but I think she said a Mazda.
What color is it?
It's like a blackish purple.
Tell me more about the car.
It has like a teacher's license plate, but that's all I've seen. And it's really old. Not like really old, but it's just not a nice car.
So you went out to the car. What's the very first thing that happened?
She said, "Hey, baby."
And then what happened?
And I said, "Hey, baby." And then she kissed me, and then like we started like making out, but like, and then I just left because her husband texted her that he was going to be home in an hour.
So let me back up a little bit. So when you very first met Mrs. Zamora, tell me what you thought of her.
Thought she was pretty.
Did she ever come into the house, or how did that work?
No, she never came into the house.
Okay. So if I understand this, you went out to the car?
Yeah.
So that time, second time, start at the beginning and tell me everything. So tell me about her clothes.
The second time, the first time she was wearing a sweatshirt and like some really short shorts. And then the first time she was wearing that. And the second time she was just wearing the dress.
Now, if this wasn't disturbing enough, the boy says that some of the abuse happened in a classroom at Las Brisas Academy too. And another student was actually there as it unfolded.
Whoa! We were picking up her bags.
The way you see an idea in your mind and shape it into something that could only come from
Picking up her bags, and we really had no intention of doing it at that time. And I was saying bye, and then like we started kissing again, and then like, yeah, bro, go outside and make sure nobody comes, because I think the janitors were there. My dad called me. He was like, "Hey, I'm here at the school." I was like, "All right," and then I left.
So when you started kissing?
He was drawing something on the whiteboard.
So he was there when you were kissing?
Yeah.
Did I get that right? Okay. So then, was it time, or did he?
No, he said, "I'm gonna go outside," and I said, "Yeah, bro, go outside."
The victim reveals intimate details about Brittany Zamora to the investigator, details that he could only know if he was telling the truth about the abuse he suffered at her hands. But the abuse wasn't just physical. It followed him home via his phone.
And you said she sent you pictures. Tell me everything about pictures.
Sometimes I would ask, and then like sometimes I wouldn't, and she'd be like, "You want a picture?" And I'll say yeah.
Well, what do the pictures look like?
They'd just be like her stuff, or like one time she sent me like a full body picture of like her in this like outfit, like you didn't have anything right here, or like by her stuff.
And how did she send that to you? Like what was the social media platform on that?
Instagram.
Instagram. Did you screenshot any of those? Is there a time that someone else saw one of those pictures?
One time she sent me a picture of her like covering herself, and she was in her underwear. And my friend, he seen that one.
And what friend? What's his last name? And how do you know him?
He's been my best friend since 3rd grade.
And do you have any idea when the first pictures were sent? No? Okay. So, understand how all of this makes you feel.
Right now, my stomach just hurts. Like, I don't feel good.
The testimony of the child is downright disturbing, and when coupled with the digital trail she left behind, it all leads to Goodyear police detectives tracking Zamora down and taking her into custody.
That gotta be embarrassing to her, but that's something she did and called to herself. Maybe in hope that nobody will find out. I don't know. That's just crazy work. What's wrong with it? You can find another male, another man, if that's what you want to do. Like,
Yep, I'm on.
can't do it.
So as I said before, this officer has a body cam on him as well. So just to make you feel more comfortable, even though.
Okay, Brittany, come on over here.
Yeah.
Did you double lock?
I didn't. I don't see more on the keys.
Okay. Brittany, I'm going to turn your wrist in here, okay?
No, we just want to make sure they don't pinch you. Okay. So we double lock them so they don't close any tighter, okay? That way they don't hurt you. Otherwise, you squeeze shut.
Brittany Zamora is charged with sexual conduct with a minor, attempted molestation of a child, and public sexual indecency.
Did you know about that? Do you have anything on you that's going to hurt me, poke me, stick me, Brittany? Do you have anything on you that's going to hurt me, poke me, stick me, anything like that?
No.
Anything dangerous? No weapons? Okay. Yeah, can you?
Per charge.
Am I going to be able to put it back on?
Yeah, you will. This is your personal property.
So everything that goes in this bag.
I'm going to take your necklace off as well.
So we'll document it.
Can you unhandcuff me so I can take my belly button out?
Your what?
We'll let you.
We'll do that at the jail.
Okay.
We're not going to have
Or
you
at the station.
do that up here. Yeah. And then we'll have you do the same with the nose ring too.
Not right now.
No. It's back there. Yeah.
I got it. Okay. Alright, go ahead and face the vehicle for me.
She says she does have a wire.
A wire? Okay. Alright, what I'm going to do is a blade technique. I'm just going to go below the breast, okay? And then you're wearing a dress. Other than that, you don't have anything stuffed in your bra?
No.
Okay. Okay. And then is this just an outer?
Yeah,
Okay.
you can take it off.
No, you can keep it on. I'm just making sure I'm not missing anything. Can you turn towards me? Open up your mouth. Lift up your tongue. Okay. And then I will help you. I know it's a big step.
I'm only 5 foot.
I know. I feel it. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. And scoot your butt a little forward, and you're going to be able to lean back and put your arms right here.
So it's kind of a cutout a little bit.
Like this?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Try
And
not
you
to
can.
put your weight on them.
Yeah.
Brittany Zamora, a wife and teacher, is now on her way to jail.
Lost your license.
In custody on board.
Job.
En route to ops.
Can't be around
Starting
kids
4-6.
no more.
Copy.
Do you want the window down a little bit? Okay.
A stunning fall from grace. An educator trusted to care for children, someone who is supposed to provide a safe environment for them, now stands accused of violating the trust of the school and parents. Police and Zamora arrive at the station.
Trust of the state. That's a state job. That's a state job. You betrayed the trust of the state. Your job. You know what I'm saying? Your license. Your life. It's a whole lot that you just lost. How long though? That's all I know. What's kitchen? Like floor.
Yep. And then we are going to go over to that wall. This way. This way.
Stop at the wall?
Yep.
Zamora doesn't yet know what the charges are against her, but because Las Brisas Academy has placed her on administrative leave, and because the victim's father confronted her by phone, it's not hard to put the pieces together. But police now need to get her side of the story.
Did they tell you why you're here? They didn't tell you why you're under arrest?
No.
Okay. It's involving that relationship with... Okay. So I told you a little bit ago that I would was going to come and talk to you and give you the opportunity to tell me what's going on. Okay. Obviously, we both know why you're here. How long have you, or where do you work right now, Brittany?
Las Brisas Academy.
And how long have you been there?
Since July.
What's your first year?
Well, at that school.
At that school. And where were you before that?
Littleton Elementary School.
And how long were you there?
From July 2013 to May 2017.
And what's your position right now?
Sixth grade teacher.
You said this is the first time you've been in trouble.
Yeah.
And you're 27, so you made it a long ways. So I'm not going to judge you, and people do make mistakes. So there's mistakes that are made in life, and they happen, and it's basically how people move on from those is kind of who they are as a person. So I'm not going to deny that, that it's something, and I'm sure you're not either, that it's something that shouldn't have happened. But I'm not going to call you a monster or anything like that and say you did something so, crazy that you're a horrible person. So, I wanted you to explain, how this came to happen.
Can I have an attorney?
You can. Is that what you want?
Okay.
All right.
I just don't know if I go traveling.
That's fine.
Will I be going home today?
No.
So will I be in jail? Do these type of things have to be made public?
They don't have to be made public, but you've kind of been in the school industry long enough to know that when something happens at a school, letters end up having to go out and people ask questions.
It appears that Brittany Zamora is not in the mood to discuss any of this.
I'm not going to ask.
I bet that. I bet you're not. You already know.
Download the Love's Rewards app today to scan and earn points on food, fuel, drinks, and more.
The family put the laws
That looks great. What is that?
Un momento. Dilo otra vez.
I'm curious about what you're doing.
Nothing else you could do about that.
I'm not going to ask you any more questions because you said you wanted an attorney. So, did you have any more questions for me?
What are the next steps?
The next step is basically you do go to jail tonight. I submit some paperwork.
I'm little. They're gonna tear me apart.
Well, if you have problems with somebody, you can voice that to somebody, okay? And if there are problems, they can isolate you.
How long do I stay in jail for?
Basically, the way it usually happens is you go down there and you see an IA judge within 12 hours, and that judge will determine what they want to do. And so they will determine if they are going to let you out on a certain amount of bond, and they make that determination on kind of how.
I am the best husband in the world.
Okay.
Well, it's too late for that now.
What's that?
We weren't thinking about that.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Brittany Zamora, the pretty teacher with the best husband in the world, is booked into the Maricopa County Jail, and her story makes national news. How could someone who seems to have it all just throw it all away for a 13-year-old boy? It's a question that even today boggles the mind as we see more and more female teachers, people who have sworn to nurture and protect children, preying on their own students. In 2019, Brittany Zamora pleaded guilty to 3 felony charges, including public sexual indecency. She was sentenced to 20 years in prison. She's scheduled to be released in March 2038. Zamora and her husband are now divorced. And that's it for this episode of Crime Fix. I'm Anjanette Levy. Thanks so much for being with me. Remember, you can always...
Hey, look, I'm going to tell you like this. Gotta pay more attention. Gotta definitely be alert. That taught me a lot more about that. Even though you want to trust the people that's in the school system, apparently this right here you can't, because you don't know the mindset of other people. And while that's true, it's sad that you can't even, trust what you're supposed to trust. It's other people. So, with that being said, it definitely information of being more alert, highly alert of what's going on in the school systems or with our kids, period. It's your boy, what it do. Until next time, y'all be good.